والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين حبيب قلوبنا وطبيب نفوسنا رحمة للعالمين أبي القاسم محمد والصلاة والسلام على أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المظلومين ولعنة الله على أعدائهم أجمعين. اللهم كن لوليك الحجة ابن الحسن صلواتك عليه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. أما بعد، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. All praise and glory belongs to Allah, the creator of this universe. I'd like to thank him for the blessing of Imam Hasan Mujtaba ﷺ. And we ask him in prayer that with the grace and mercy of his, he allows us to be able to understand the Imam, to be able to put his teachings into our lives, and to be able to acquire enough strength inside of our heart to be able to deal with the problems and issues that we live in. Imam Hasan ﷺ was the first son of Bibi Fatima Zahra Sallallahu When he was born, the name Hasan was actually sent through the messenger Hazrat Jibreel alayhi salam to the Prophet. When a child is born, the name is given generally by the parents or the grandparents. But for Imam Hasan alayhi salam, the name was given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And it's not that the parents were, just like us regular parents who could not think of a name. The parents of Imam Hasan is Imam Ali, Bibi Fatima Zahra Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. They could have easily chosen a name if they wanted. They said that we can't. They asked the Prophet, and the Prophet said, I can't. How can I name him? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends Hazrat Jibreel and tells Imam Ali and Bibi Fatima Zahra to name him Hasan. Hasan is the translation of Shabbar, which were the Shabbar and Shabir were the names of Hazrat Harun alayhi salam's kids. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked the Prophet and Imam Ali and Bibi Fatima how to put that name into Arabic. Arabic would have been Hasan translated, Shabbar. Because Hazrat Harun alayhi salam was the brother of Hazrat Musa alayhi salam. And Hazrat Musa alayhi salam had to fight Fir'aun of his time. Right? You understand Fir'aun, he was there. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had asked Hazrat Musa to go to the Fir'aun and teach him, because he had gone out of bounds. He was doing things that were out of the laws and the principles of Islam. here one thing that you have to learn is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't even want Fir'aun to go to Jahannam. Be it less of me or you. He doesn't even want Fir'aun to go to Jahannam. He wanted him to be given the chance that the best of his prophets, Ulul Azm prophet, should go to him and what? Teach him, preach him, and get him towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They said, okay, you, Musa, go. And Hazrat Musa said that I need some help. So to help you, okay, you can take your brother Harun with you. Right? Together you go to Fir'aun and tell him that, he should come towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. One is the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Second is that you should not lose hope. The third is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants everyone to get and achieve the best, and to become the best, and to achieve the ultimate happiness that you can achieve in heaven. So Hazrat Harun alayhi salatu being the brother of Hazrat Musa alayhi salatu, the same sort of relationship was present between the Prophet and Imam Ali alayhi salatu. And the Prophet used to say that the nisbat, or you are to me just like Harun was to Hazrat Musa alayhi salatu. It's just that after me there will be no prophet. La Nabi Abadi, then after me there will be no prophet, but your nisbat, you are like Hazrat Harun. If you think about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala making the name of Hazrat Hasan the same name as the son of Hazrat Harun, he could have picked any other prophet as well. He could have said, okay, you can have the names of the Hazrat Sulaiman, you can have the names of the kids of, for example, Hazrat Nuh alayhi salatu. He could have said that. He chose, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chose Hazrat Harun and his kids names for the names of Imam Ali alayhi salatu's kids. Imam Hasan's existence in itself is a proof to the people or the Muslims of the time that the nisbat of Imam Ali alayhi salatu is the same as the nisbat of Hazrat Harun towards Hazrat Musa alayhi salatu. Yet people left Imam Ali alayhi salatu. And if you look at the Quran and the way Hazrat Musa's stories and the way Hazrat Harun, the whole history is the same. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam leaves after Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajah. And people knew that Imam Hasan is named Hasan is because of the names of Shabbar and Shabir, because of Hazrat Jibreel alayhi salatu wasalam. This is narrated in all of the traditions. Our Sunni brothers also have it, and our Shia books also have it. But people did not, I'm sure they thought, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala could have chosen any prophet, but He decided to choose Harun. And this prophet is also saying to Ali that you are to me just like Harun was to Musa. There has to be something in it, right? And the existence of Imam Hasan was a constant reminder to them. Today there are some people who will argue that Hazrat Isa actually was not present on this world. In history, all of this, he was not there. They start looking at the word Christ and what it means in the background, and the Lughwi mana, the root word of Christ, where it came from, and they start saying that Hazrat Isa never was on this earth. If they need to prove that, what they have to do is they would have to go to the holy city, they have to go to all of those different places, look at the different books, look at the history books, look at the books that have been written in reference to religion and so many other things, and then they have to prove as a thesis that Hazrat Isa existed in this world. How can you prove that the Prophet was there? Take the blood of any of the Sadats, look at their DNA, their genetics, and it goes back to the all the ancestries, they go back to the Prophet. So every single sayyid that is out there is actually a proof of the existence of the Prophet Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that he was on the face of this earth. You can't deny that. Like, nobody can say, no, the Prophet did not come on this earth. Or he's got progeny. He's got over 45 million family members around the world. And you can check their DNA, you can check their ancestry, you can check all of that, and you can see that the Prophet existed. If these people who are attacking Christianity today are saying that Hazrat Isa ﷺ did not exist, or Hazrat Ibrahim ﷺ did not exist, or any of the other prophets, if the existence of Rasulullah ﷺ can be proven, then the existence of all of the prophets can be proven, that they existed on the face of this earth. So sometimes a person's existence becomes a proof of something. Just like that, Imam Hasan's existence was the proof of Imam Ali ﷺ having the successorship after the Prophet, just like the nisbah of Harun to Hazrat Musa ﷺ. Salawat par Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Now, as far as how long, Imam had approximately 10 years. Imam Hasan had approximately 10 years to sort out individuals who had gone crooked. 25 years of Imam Ali ﷺ, 25 years in which Imam was there in front and kept trying to sort out these individuals. 4 years and 9 months of his hukumat, his rule. So how much is that total? Approximately 30 years, right, after the death of the Prophet. 30 years, the way the situation had become, as that these individuals who were calling themselves Muslims had come ideologically to the point where they decided that they are going to kill Imam Ali ﷺ, martyr Imam Ali, who is Amirul Mu'mineen, who has fazail that the Prophet has mentioned, as the companions of the Prophet had mentioned the fazail, as a religious duty. Can you imagine that things go so wrong that people decide that it is their religious duty to martyr a person like Imam Ali ﷺ? In his time, the wealth that people had, you needed days with hundreds of people counting to find out what was the bank account of one individual. Can you imagine how wrong things had gotten, that the money of Muslims were kept by individuals and was hoarded so much that it would take you days and with hundreds of people to count how much is their bank balance. While the Muslims who are poor, they're going hungry and they don't have food. And some have become so rich that it will take days to count their bank account. People had gone so astray that in leadership they said that anything, that whatever the person says or does is okay. Like today, you know how things have gone so wrong. They can appoint a leader, a person who, for example, drinks, a person who takes bribe, a person who takes, their bank account is like $17 billion, where you would have to go for days and hundreds of people would have to try to see exactly if it's 17 billion or is it 70 billion. While people are so poor that they don't have food and shelter. They don't have the basic necessities like electricity. Like thieves, right? They've stolen money from all this from people, and now they have so much, and the people are calling them leader, and regardless of what this person does, they're okay with it. The situation that you see in Pakistan is the same thing. Yani the ruler of that time, or so-called ruler of the time, decides that for 30 days in Jumu'ah prayers, there's going to be, and on the regular prayers, no salawat is going to be recited on Prophet and his family. In namaz, they're changing namaz. In namaz, you're not going to recite salawat on the Prophet and his family. Why? Because every time someone recites the salawat, the level of the Prophet's family goes higher. And we don't want that. So what? We're going to change the namaz. 30 days. And people are doing it. It's okay. It's alright. No problems. Imam Hasan salam, in his time, he had to deal with these kind of individuals and set up the foundation for Imam Ja'far Sadiq salam. Set up in which he's teaching as well. He's telling, he's telling the religion, and he's doing the tafsir of Quran. He's explaining to the people what is the true religion. He's putting the foundation for the house of Imam Ja'far Sadiq of Hazrat Imam Muhammad Baqir. He's also preparing these individuals, putting the foundation for Imam Hussain. In the sense that he's training those individuals that, you know what, if your leader says that you have to go into the battle, then you cannot take money, position, or the promise of marriage and leave him. He had 3 lashkars, three armies that he sent with 10,000 individuals. 10,000 individuals is not a small army in those days. It's like having 150 or 110,000 soldiers. In those days, 10,000 was a very big number. He sends that, and the leader or the general of that is like, people come to him and says, would you like to, we'll give you money, we'll give you this sort of power, we'll give you the hand of this particular woman, and you let go of this. Leave it. Leave whom? Let go of your imam of the time. It's okay. And the person would say, okay. 3 times. He showed to the people that, if you do that, what will happen to you is that the individuals who are oppressing you right now, they will become bigger oppressors, and you will not be able to do anything if you leave the imam of your time for the sake of money. Granted, not everybody learned. People in Kufa did not learn. People in, for example, Medina did not learn. But some individuals learned that if we leave Hussein just like we left Hassan, what happened to Hassan, that people came inside of the tent of Imam Hasan, and while he was on a janamaz on the prayer mat, stabbed him in the leg, his own people of his army. If we do the same things, we run after money and greed and everything else, this will happen to Hussein. These people will do that to Imam Hussein. The name Hussein will just, and this would be end in English, and then maybe 5-10 minutes I'll say for the elders in Urdu. It is reversed now. Before it was 5 to 10 minutes in English, and then the rest was in Urdu. Now it's reversed. So for you guys, it's for you that you understand and try to take something out of that. Hussein, it means, I think I've told this to you guys before, but what does Hussein mean? Anybody know? Yeah. Alhamdulillah. Hussein means when you want to call Hassan with love, with affection, when mere bete, mere pyare bete, you know how sometimes your parents will say that? Mere chote bete, munne, masan, laddu, When your parents call you with love and affection, extra love and affection, to call Hassan with that, you say in Arabic Hussein. So in reality, Hassan and Hussein, these two mean the same. and in character they were the same. In their bravery they were the same. What happened to them as far as their followers are concerned was the same. Imam Hasan or Hussain alayhi salam, they were the same. If you were to take Imam Hasan in Karbala and put him in the place of Imam Hussain, he would have done exactly the same. He would have taken all the arrows and stones, he would have given his life for the sake of Allah. And if you take Imam Hussain and put him in the position of Imam Hasan, he would have done exactly the same. So inshallah ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bless us that we can learn from our Aimma, we can learn from their patience, from their character. We can try to elevate ourselves, try to get ourselves closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, inshallah. For the blessings to be showered upon you and your family, for the blessing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has bestowed upon us of Imam Hasan, please read aloud salawat. इंशाअल्लाह कि आपको जो इंग्लिश में मारूज़ात अर्ज़ की वो आपको समझ में आ गई होंगी, तो यहीं से कंटिन्यू करते हैं. बेसिकली इमाम हसन काफ़ी मज़लूम है, इमाम हुसैन सल्लल्लाहु मज़लूम हैं, बाकी तमाम इमाम मासूमीन अलैहिस्सलाम मज़लूम हैं. लेकिन इमाम हसन की मज़लूमियत, हर किसी की मज़लूमियत की भी कुछ ख़ुसूसियात हैं जिस बिना पे वो अपने ज़माने में सबसे मज़लूम होते थे. इमाम हसन सल्लल्लाहु की जो मज़लूमियत है उसको एक तो दोस्तों की तरफ से और दूसरी दुश्मनों की तरफ से, कि जो उनको अपना दोस्त कहते होते थे, जो उनको अपना इमाम कहते थे, जो कहते थे कि हम आपसे मोहब्बत करते हैं, उन लोगों ने गद्दारी की. यानी आप इस्लाम की बहुत बड़ी बड़ी पर्सनालिटीज़ को जब देखते हैं कि जब इमाम हसन सल्लल्लाहु ने सुलह की है, उस वक़्त इमाम से जो है वो डिसएग्री करके तो इमाम का साथ छोड़ देंगे, ये कह के कि इमाम का ये जो फ़ेल है ये सही नहीं है. इसी ऑब्जेक्शन को उनके दोस्त भी आजकल उठा रहे हैं, आज भी उठा रहे हैं, कहने को जो उनके मुँह पे कि जी इमाम हसन ने सुलह क्यों की थी, इमाम हुसैन ने जंग क्यों की थी. या तो इमाम हुसैन पे ऑब्जेक्शन आ जाती है या फिर इस पे इमाम हुसैन सल्लल्लाहु. जिस बात की तरफ हमें मुतवज्जे होना है वो ये है कि हर काम जो वली खुदा करता है उसके अंदर इज़्न खुदा होता है. हर काम जो पैगंबर करता है उसके अंदर इज़्न खुदा होता है. हर काम जो वसी पैगंबर करता है उसके अंदर इज़्न खुदा होता है. लेकिन इज़्न खुदा तब तक होता है जब उस वसी को खुदा ने चुना हो. इज़्न खुदा तब तक होता है जब उस पैगंबर को खुद खुदा ने चुना हो. अब यहाँ अभी बहुत सारे अपने आप को लोग कह रहे हैं कि जी हम पैगंबर हैं. अब अगर पैगंबर ही है, वो खुद से अपने आप को पैगंबर कह देता है और खुदा ने उसको नहीं चुना और रसूलुल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम खातिमुल अंबिया थे, तो आप ये जो फ़ेल अंजाम देगा ये इज़्न इलाही से नहीं है. हर एक वसी पैगंबर ने भी जो कि खुदा की तरफ से चुना हुआ था, उसने जो काम किया उसने इज़्न इलाही के साथ किया. इज़्न इलाही के बगैर कोई पत्ता भी नहीं हिलता. ये बात हमें पता है ना. अगर पत्ता भी हिलता है तो खुदा की परमिशन होती है तो हिलता है, अगर नहीं होती तो नहीं हिलता. अब ये जो इज़्न इलाही है ये दो तरह की हो जाती है, एक तो तकवीन के अंदर, दूसरी तशरीह के अंदर. तकवीन में यानी हस्ती के अंदर कोई शख्स कोई काम नहीं कर सकता बगैर खुदा की इजाज़त के. यानी हस्ती में, यानी अगर मैं सांस ले रहा हूँ तो क्यों ले रहा हूँ? खुदा की इजाज़त की वजह से. अगर मैं सांस लेना बंद कर दूंगा तो इसका मतलब है कि खुदा की इजाज़त ख़त्म हो गई कि अब इसने सांस नहीं लेना. पत्ता अगर हिला है बाहर तो क्यों हिला है? क्योंकि खुदा ने इजाज़त दी कि पत्ता हिले. ठीक है, सूरज निकल आया बाहर, क्यों निकल आया? खुदा ने इजाज़त दी कि वो निकल आया, अगर नहीं देता तो ना निकलता. गुरूब, हम लोग क्यों सूरज के पीछे चले गए कि अब वो नज़र नहीं आ रहा और अंधेरा हो रहा है और आपकी नमाज आ रही है और आपको रोज़ा खोलना है? क्योंकि کیا اذن الہی ہے. تشریع کے اندر جو خدا کا اذن الہی ہے اس کو نافذ کرنے والا پیغمبر ہوتا ہے, وصی ہوتا ہے یا ولی خدا ہوتا ہے. تکوین میں تو نافذ جبر سے ہوتا ہے, مجبور اجبار ہے, سارا نظام ہے. وہ دل کا جی میں نے درکنا نہیں ہے, کیوں نہیں درکنا, میرا دل چاہ رہا ہے میں نے نہیں درکنا. خدا نے تجھے ابھی اجازت نہیں دی کہ تو نہ درک, تجھے ابھی درکنا پڑے گا. بندہ ایسا نہیں ہے, اپنے اختیار میں کہتا جی میں نے نماز نہیں پڑھنی, اور خدا کے تو اذن یہ کہ تو نماز پڑھ, نماز نہیں پڑھنی ٹھیک ہے, اب نماز آپ نہ پڑھیں, یعنی آپ ختم نہیں ہوں گے, لیکن یہ جو معصیت کی ہے یہ اذن الہی کو توڑا ہے. سمجھتے ہیں معصیت کیوں ہوتی ہے؟ نماز نہیں آپ پڑھتے گناہ کبیرہ کیوں بن جاتا ہے بھائی؟ آپ کی زندگی تو نہیں ختم ہوتی, آپ مسلمان سے کافر تو نہیں بن جاتے, آپ کا عقیدہ وہیں پہ رہتا ہے, آپ پھر بھی کہتے ہیں کہ خدا ہے کہ رسول خاتم الانبیاء سب. کیوں ہوتا ہے؟ کیونکہ جو خدا کا اذن تھا اس اذن کو آپ نے توڑا ہے. کیونکہ اس اذن کو توڑا اور وہ تشریع میں توڑا ہے. اذن الہی یہ تھا کہ یعنی آپ نماز پڑھیں, آپ نے اس کو نہیں, اب یہ گناہ کیا, یہ معصیت ہو گئی. صحیح ہے. جب اذن الہی کے خلاف تشریع میں انسان کوئی کام خلاف کرتا ہے تو وہ معصیت ہوتی ہے. امام حسن علیہ السلام نے جو صلح کی وہ اذن الہی سے کی, اذن الہی سے کی. اب اگر کوئی شخص اذن الہی کے خلاف اٹھتا ہے اور کہتا ہے کہ کام غلط ہوا, تو کیا ہے یہ خود ایک معصیت ہے. قرآن میں ہے نا کہ رسول جو کہہ دیتا ہے اس کو مان جاؤ, اگر رسول کی بات کو نہیں مانو گے تو گناہ ہے. کیوں گناہ ہے؟ کیونکہ جو یہ کہتا ہے, جو کچھ بھی کہتا ہے وہ وہی ہے, خود سے کچھ نہیں کہتا. یعنی کیا؟ یعنی ہر ایک بات جو یہ کہتا ہے وہ ہمارے اذن سے ہوتی ہے, اور ہر ایک حکم اس کا ہمارا حکم ہوتا ہے. اس اگر آپ زاویے کو دیکھیں کہ جو لوگ آبجیکشنز امام حسن علیہ السلام کی صلح پہ اٹھا رہے ہیں, اور یہ جانتے ہوئے کہ وہ ولی خدا ہیں, وہ وصی رسول ہیں, وہ امام معصوم ہیں, وہ خدا کے اذن کے بغیر کوئی کام نہیں کرتے, اگر وہ اس کے اوپر آبجیکشن اٹھاتے ہیں تو وہ حتیٰ ایکچولی خدا کہ اذن پہ آبجیکشن اٹھا رہے ہیں, جو کہ خود ایک معصیت ہے. اس چیز کو وہ لوگ نہیں سوچتے بات کرنے سے پہلے, آبجیکشن پھر بھی اٹھا لیتے ہیں. اب وہ یعنی اپنا اگر ہم اس ڈسکشن کو جاری رکھیں تو وقت زیادہ ہو جائے گا. صرف آپ لوگوں سے درخواست یہ ہے کہ ائمہ معصومین کے زمانے کی شرائط کو پہچاننے کی کوشش کریں. انہوں نے جو فعل کو انجام دیا اس کو سمجھیں کہ اذن الہی سے ہوا ہے. اس فعل کے باقی کے جتنے اثرات ہیں اس کے سامنے اپنے سر کو خم کر دیں کہ ہم جاہل ہیں, ہمیں نہیں پتا کہ ایک ایک فعل کے بعد میں کیا اس کے سبب اور اسباب اور کیا چیزیں اکٹھی ہوں گی. اور ان کی سیرت کو اپنائیں, ان کے اقوال کو دیکھیں. اگر حسن ہے نام تو میں اپنے آپ سے کہہ رہا ہوں کہ اگر حسن ہے نام تو حسن جیسا بننے کی کوشش کریں, اپنے اپنے نام جیسے بننے کی کوشش کریں. خدا شہداء کے درجات کو بلند کریں, اس صلاح کو جو ہے وہ رہائی دے, انقلاب اسلامی کی حفاظت کرے, راہبر معظم کی حفاظت کرے, دشمنوں کے شر سے محفوظ رکھیں. امام حسن علیہ السلام کی ولادت کی تبریک اور تہنیت خدا ہماری طرف سے رسول اللہ صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم کو, امام علی کو, بی بی فاطمہ کو, امام جمعہ صاحب, تمام ائمہ معصومین اسلام تک پہنچائیں, اور ان کے واسطے اور ان کے صدقے وہ مقام جو ان کا ہے خدا کے پاس. خدا سے ہم دعا گو ہیں کہ ہمارے گناہوں کو وہ معاف کر دیں. امام زمان کے سپاہیوں میں سے, انسانوں میں سے شمار کریں, ان کا ظہور جلد از جلد ہو جائے. بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم. والعصر ان الانسان لفی خسر الا الذین آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر.